This one's gonna be a little different. This is not a 60 card deck, this is a commander deck. So, as I've mentioned in videos in the past, for when it comes to Magic the Gathering, I've never bought singles. I've never bought singles for Yu-Gi-Oh! Either. However, this would have been the very first deck that I would have bought a single. Because I've been wanting to make a black and white deck for a very long time. But I was unable to do so because I didn't have a commander. Okay? I went to a place called Gatekeepers, a really nice place. I've actually had a lot of fun. They're very, very nice there. I've had no problems. I enjoy doing tournaments whenever I do go there, which isn't very often, but I still enjoy going there when I do it. I went there, and I mentioned how I don't have a black and white commander. They gave me this for free. I didn't buy a single. They gave me this card for free. I didn't really care what commander it was as long as I had a black and white commander, so I'm happy with whatever I got. It just so happens that it works perfectly for my deck, and it won't focus. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's, I'm not going to pronounce it right. Eily Eternal Pilgrim. But it works with what I'm trying to do. The point of my deck is basically I want to go against a bunch of opponents. The more opponents I have, the better the deck is. That's how it's supposed to work. But it's a life drain deck. So, yeah. I'm not going to read these too much, because this is a commander deck. There is a lot more cards to go through. I'm just going to read what they do. If you want to pause the video, you can. But I'm going to try and go through these somewhat quickly. But yeah, this is my commander. Which is also funny because shortly after I got that card, I participated in a draft and I actually got another black and white. But I'm still going to use what they gave me for the commander because I like it. So, Defiant Bloodlord, a 7-drop. Whenever you, I guess it's just simple. Whenever I gain life, they lose life, which works great. One of my win cons, Felder Sovereign, 6-drop, 4/6. At the beginning of my upkeep, if I have 40 or more life, you win the game. Commander, you start with 40. I just have to either maintain or just keep gaining life when I get this guy out. But yeah, this is basically a win con if I can get him out and keep him out, and if I can maintain my life. Angel of Renewal, a 6-drop, 4/4. There is going to be a lot of allies, by the way, in this deck. Calestria Nightwatch, a 5-drop, 4/5. So, just a lot of allies, a lot of things that gain abilities because of gaining life and stuff. Hero of Goma Fata, a 5-drop, 4/3, with Rally, I guess. Corn Tinglers, another 4-drop, 5-drop, 3/4, Rally. Sorry about the cat. Munda's Vanguard, a 5-drop, 3/3 with Cohort. Oh, it's the cat outside that's meowing this time. Usually it's the one inside. I just realized. Sorry. Cliffhaven Vampire, a 4-drop, 2/4. I guess, obviously whenever I gain life, they lose life. Wait, is it each? Yeah, of course, the best thing, each opponent. Zula Port Chain Mage, 4-drop, 4/2 with Cohort. Here, I'll just do this. Bloodbound Vampire, 4-drop, 3/3. Durana's Chosen, 4-drop, 2/2 with Cohort. Oops. Falkenrath Noble, 4-drop, 2/2, flying. Whenever anything dies, opponents lose life, I gain life. It's the entire deck. I like this card a lot. I actually have 2 of them. I have another one of these in a different deck. but it's Stonehorn Dignitary, 4-drop, 1/4. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent skips his or her combat phase, or next combat phase. I love that card. Relief Captain, 4-drop, 3/2. Spawnbinder Mage, 4-drop, 2/4. Sin Collector, a 3-drop, 2/1. Drana's Emissary, a 3-drop, 2/2. Hired Torturer, a 3-drop, 2/3. Urborg Siphon Mage, a 3-drop, 2/2. Vampire Envoy, a 3-drop, 1/4. McKindy Patrol, 3-drop, 2/3. Vizkopa Guildmage, a 2-drop, 2/2. Disciple of Grizzlebrand, a 2-drop, 1/1. Sanguine Siphoner, 2-drop, 1/3. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing names right. Vengeful Blood Witch, a 2-drop, 1/1. Zulaport Cutthroat, a 2-drop, 1/1. Calastria Healer, 2-drop, 1/2. Blood Artist, a 2-drop, 0/1. Ondu Cleric, a 2-drop, 1/1. Ondu War Cleric, a 2-drop, 2/2. I don't know who Ondu is, but it gets referenced in a lot of sets that are like old and new, so I don't know who that is though. Serene Steward, a 2-drop, 2/2. Bloodseeker, a 2-drop, 1/1. Death Greeter, a 1-drop, 1/1. And Dutiful Thrall, a 1-drop, 1/1. Let me check something real quick. So you see this guy right here, or the Defiant Bloodlord? Give me a minute to pull this card out. It's a 2-drop. I have to find it again. Right here. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something that would have worked great, then I realized it's not what I thought it was. Alright, my bad. I thought I saw an infinite combo, but no, it's not how I thought it would work. Okay. So remember, this is the more opponents, the better, right? Debt to the Deathless. X and 4-drop, technically with X. Each opponent loses 2 times X life, and I gain life equal to the life lost this way. Again, the more opponents I have, the better. A great card for that reason. Killing Wave. X and a black. For each creature, its controller sacrifices it unless he or she pays X life. Another great card. I love this card. Archangel's Light, an 8-drop. I gain 2 life for each card in my graveyard, then I shuffle my graveyard into my library. Another great card in my opinion. And I'm not going to read all of them, I was just reading those because those are my favorite ones. Evil's Reawakened, a 5-drop. Profit Loss, technically a 5-drop. I'm not going to read it, you can read it, but there you go. Unified Front, a 4-drop. Sorry, I won't hold still, but it's a 4-drop. Basically, it's only going to cast for 2 because I'm using 2 colors anyways. Allied Reinforcements, 4-drop. Retreat to Emari, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a 4-drop though. Purge the Profane, a 4-drop. Sephiroth's Intervention, Diabolic Tutor. I will say right now, it's a 4-drop, by the way. I will say right now, there's a lot of these cards weren't originally in this deck. I ended up getting cards more recently that I added to this deck, but there were originally other cards that would make this deck. So it might not work how I originally planned, and that's fine. To be honest, a lot of cards I used to have went missing, so I'm using what I have to work with. But this is a 3-drop. Retreat to Hagra, 3-drop. Crypt Insertion, 3-drop. I actually love this card a lot. Just saying. Essence Harvest. Make a Stand. Riot Control, another card that I personally love. Tempest of Light. Honestly, I might have some enchantments in here, but I don't run enough to really have to worry about this. I honestly like this card a lot, and unfortunately, this is the only one I have. Dying Wish, another card that I like a lot. Executioner Swing. Dazzling Reflection. Speaking of reflection, sorry. Tandem Tactics. I think this is the hollow one. I have like a bunch of these, and this is the only holographic one I was able to ever get. Spirit Mantle. Vampiric Rites. Sinister Possession. Honestly, I will admit, this is a lot better of a card than I realized. I've used this a lot, not in like actual tournaments, but at home matches against people that play Magic. And those two people that play Magic are really good at Magic. But this card seems to annoy them a lot, which I didn't realize how good of a card this was until I used it against them. And then Oppressive Rays, another good card that, yeah. So yeah, that's that. Now we're going to do non-basic lands. A holographic Scoured Barrens. Blighted Fen. Mortary Mire, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it right. Evolving Wilds. Blighted Step. And then Sandstone Bridge. And then the rest are just basic lands. But that is my commander deck. This is technically my first video I've done on one of my commander decks. I have a lot of commander decks though, but this is Black and White is my favorite, one of my 3 favorite kind of decks. I would say for a commander deck, this is probably my favorite one though. I love Infect decks. So that's the other kind of deck I like. That's on my top 3 kind of a deck. But I would say when it comes to first place, honestly, this is tied with Infect for first. I love Drain decks, Black and White Drain decks. So I'm going to have to probably title this something along the lines of Ally Drain deck, because it uses a lot of allies and it does drain, so I might do that. But yeah, that's the deck.